What's up, AAA family? It's your boy, Coach Smook, here with another Coach Smook Reacts video. Saw a new video from Bussin With The Boys. Shout out to them. Y'all can see their page right here in the bottom corner. Go check them out, man. Quality content, great for just being aware of some cool stories across college football. They did an interview with Ty Simpson. Ready to get into it, man. You all know I love Ty Simpson. Very critical on his game, but as a person, Ty Simpson, I remember Pro Day, our first conversation, people hated the fact that I was talking to Ty Simpson at the Pro Day workout. Was that 2 years ago now? So ready to see what this whole thing is about. Let's get into this reaction here on the Coach Smook Network. Somebody type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's get
Simpson.
Hey, what's up, Ty?
What up, fellas?
There he is. The wolf. The
Something
wolf.
like that.
I sound like that, dude. Hey, are we rolling? All right, Ty, we're rolling. We know you got only a finite amount of time, buddy. First off, I know there's only 3 of us in the bus right now, but let's give Ty Simpson a round of applause for coming in. Absolutely giving me, probably tearing my chest this weekend when he comes in. You dap me up. You throw that.
Yo, so what's crazy is they doing something that I got my idea from them, but they're doing something that I plan to do next season that's going to be game changing for the Coach Smook Network for the season. Hopefully you all are supportive of it because I think it's going to be crazy good. We got some overhead investments that's going to help us get it all set up, man. It's going to be crazy good.
A shoulder pad to me, and you're like, "Be a fucking wolf." I don't even know what you said. What did you say? Because you hit me up. You hit me with some energy that I was not prepared for.
He had some juice. Where I had FOMO when I'm looking at the screen, I was like, "Oh damn, this kid's ready to go."
Because when they're like, they started backing us up, and they're like, "Hey, Alabama's coming. Alabama's coming." I know, hey, the boy Ty, like he messes with the squad. Hopefully, I get to see him. He starts power walking his ass toward me, and I'm like, "All right, dap up, hug. Here we go." This motherfucker body bags me, and he says, screams something at me. 2 things went in my head. 1, kid's got juice. Second thing is, I wonder if he saw ESPN, and that's what he's commenting on. So
yeah, man, I was fired up, right? Like, you know, a once in a lifetime game. Knew what was on the line, knew kind of the energy going into the game about, you know, the script of, you know, Alabama and how everybody, like I said, wrote us off.
Will Compton,
and of course, I saw the boy, right, and got fired up. And you told me all the time, right, keep that ball high, keep it tucked. And I just told you, I was like, I'm a wolf today. You know, I'm a wolf. Let's go. And that was the motto going into the game.
Dude, yeah, that does fire me up. From your perspective, for the team's mind, because as players, you get motivated. You alluded to, but everybody writing you off. You know, the thing with you see us all picking Oklahoma on ESPN. Like, in your mind as a player, what do you feel like the locker room was feeling that was at stake beyond, hey, we're in the playoffs, getting an opportunity? Like,
Yo, I love how they ask questions, man. This is so engaging. Like, it's hard to sit here and commentate and react because I'm so engaged. This is the type of stuff that I believe this is why people like myself and these guys don't want to be media, because these journalists have no real personality to a sense, right? To an extent. And then they don't have the, I guess, freedom to get into detail or to get into questions that really draw a narrative or draw a clear picture or give the players and coaches and people that are being interviewed an opportunity to draw us a picture, give us a visual what they're actually portraying, right? Portraying or trying to get us to understand from their point of view, because that's the point of an interview, right?
Like, what kind of chip was on your shoulder?
I mean, we just kind of had nothing to lose, you know what I mean? Of course, you know, having the days off, right? That's all everybody ESPN talked about was just, you know, Alabama didn't look good in the SEC championship. They've fallen off the offense the last couple of weeks. You know, the defense can't stop the run, just a whole bunch of just, you know, talk that we didn't really appreciate, right? And people didn't, you know, understand and value what we went throughout the season, right? The first game we get it, didn't play our best, and then we go through an 8-game stretch of a hard schedule, right? We go to Athens and get it done there. Then we play Vanderbilt, who is a really good team, then Missouri, then Tennessee, then go to a hostile environment in South Carolina. Just backs against the wall every game in the SEC. And then we drop one to Oklahoma, which in all honesty, right, like if we just had a couple plays back, that probably is a different type of game. And then we didn't put our best foot forward the SEC championship. So just the narrative of like Alabama isn't who they are. They don't have Saban. They don't have the same juice. They don't have the same squad like they used to. It kind of, to me, honestly, just kind of pissed me off because I was like, why does everybody bring up the past? Like, I get that. I came here.
Y'all think Ty Simpson care about? And this is in the most respectful way. Do y'all truly think Ty Simpson gives a crap about Coach Saban at this point in his career? Like, I understand Coach Saban, but Coach Saban didn't start Ty Simpson over Jalen Milroe. Like, I don't know, man. I don't get it. People talk about bringing Coach Saban back. Kalen DeBoer has 2 winning seasons at the University of Alabama. That's a whole nother conversation. We're going to continue.
With Saban, I had, Bryce Young, Will Anderson's my teammates, the boy Tyler Booker, who's my best friend. Like, everybody wants to talk about that, but like nobody wants to talk about the 2025 team and what we've done. Like, everybody, didn't expect us to make the playoff. We made the playoff, and then, writing this off about the Oklahoma game, like, all right, let's do it, man. And I was just excited. The whole team was excited. We have a team players only meeting every Friday before the game. Or it would have been Thursday. And I just got up and I was like, guys, I ain't got nothing to say, man. Like, let's go. Y'all know how I feel. I need this game back. Y'all need this game back. We got everything to prove. Let's go do it.
God. Hey, it went fleeting, but he mentioned Tyler Booker being his best friend.
Yeah.
Tyler Booker was FaceTiming me right after that game. I was in bed because I was out in New York with the fam doing the Christmas thing. So I had kind of the family in the room with me. They were all sleeping as I stayed up to watch the rest of the game. But Book is FaceTiming me at the end of the game. I didn't end up answering just because I was around everybody. But now that makes sense.
Makes sense.
It makes even more sense now.
Because the boys talk. Like, he had this team meeting on Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. He's calling, hey, you got to get on Will Compton's ass.
Yeah.
What happened?
Hey, I told you.
Yeah. What I say about them boys?
Hey, he called me after. He made sure to tell me he was calling you, Will.
Yeah. Ty, one thing that happens in the sports media world is this, right?
Hey, what's crazy, y'all? So my interaction with Bussin and the boys was so quick. When they came down for Georgia, Alabama, it was so quick, and they really interact within the crowd. You won't know that they're them until you realize you just got done. So it's going to be crazy. I see the Coach Smook Network crossing paths with these guys real soon. Real soon. Watch. Haters, keep watching.
See a team, they see the Crimson Tide, they see what they've done the last 20 years. All of us, you guys lose to Oklahoma, you don't look great. So, hey, let's make a storyline out of everything. And I sit there and I'm like, I kind of understand it. Like, maybe Ty's hurt. Maybe something's going on. They got some receivers that are dropping balls. Maybe Oklahoma can get them twice. And you guys are hearing all that narrative. What's going through the mind of your psyche when you're down 17-0? When Oklahoma, you're like, hey, we're going to do this. Guys, I got nothing to say. We're going to, I need this game. Y'all need this game. We got to get this.
Yeah, I remember I told y'all. And the funny thing is, I told y'all, I said, the funny thing is with Ty Simpson, that deer in the headlight look, he still had that similar look, but his demeanor did not change in that Oklahoma game. If anything, he got more intense to me. He got a lot more intense than usual. So I don't know. They done woke up a beast, man.
Back, let's prove everybody wrong. And then you're halfway through the second quarter, and it's like, oh shit, maybe they were right. That kind of feeling. Because your guys' offense didn't do a whole lot in the first half. Like, you guys were kind of, I think at one point you guys had 3 drives, 9 plays, and 5 total yards. And I'm looking up at the board being like, dude, what is going on with this squad? And so, but then you guys obviously have the pick 6. You throw a nice ball to get the juice going with the boys in the second quarter that inevitably you guys are just going this incredible run. But what is going through your mind when you're down that much and the narrative has been as loud as it has been?
Yeah. So, to give a little background, right? That whole week, like going forward, I had been watching The Last Dance and then The Man in the Arena with Tom Brady. And it just fired me up, right? Everybody was talking about, in The Last Dance, just, Jordan's mentality, the Bulls, a playoff game one time to where he had like 3 media guys sitting on the front row. And they had like, pick the Bulls to get swept or something. And Jordan was like, we took care of you last game, took care of you the game before. We're going to take care of you this game. And then, Tom Brady, and he just talked about, the team and how, his how he got better towards, the end of his career, just of how much he learned and just about, the Patriots and doing his job, all the comeback victories or whatever. And it really made sense to me, right? Because in that moment, everybody knew it was going to be hard, right? Like on the road, playoff game, Friday night, down 17-0, right? Like that's a really, really good team and, a really good defense. So down 17-0, right? Like all we needed was a chance. We just needed a spark. And so, going up and down the sideline, like, guys, like, we got to believe, man.
Yep.
Just, take your time, do your job. That's all I ask. If everybody does their job, like, we're going to be fine. We just need something to get going. And sure enough, right, third down, they played man the last like 4 third downs that we've had. We get a, Lottie runs a good route, get a good protection. That was the spark we needed. Flip the field. And once that happened, I knew. I was like, let's go, man. Like, just give me the ball, some type of just spark. And
Yeah.
That's all we needed. And once we got that spark, everybody was just like, all right, like, we can do this. You know what I mean? I got a couple of stops, got a couple, got a turnover, right? Like, that's the name of football. You guys know, man. It just is a great game, fun game. And, you just gotta believe, man. Like, so many things can happen in the game. But like I said, you gotta have that wolf mentality of like, just let's go, man. Like, give me the ball, I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's compete.
Man, I'm telling you, Ty, even right here, man, look at his face. Look at his face. This interview was done a day ago. But he looks a lot less stressed. I said this on one of the live morning shows. I said this kid is overthinking everything right now about life because he honors the game that much. If he just calms down and lets everything come to him instead of going to get it or trying to be perfect to go and get it, just let it come to him. Keep preparing to be perfect so when it gets to you, you already operate in that form. That's off the field and on the field. This is him. This is Ty Simpson. In this is Ty Quavius right here in the interview. This isn't Heisman hopeful NFL quarterback Ty Simpson. This is Ty Quavius, the dude that set the tone at the beginning of the season and really was on his way to being a Heisman quarterback. This is him.
Let's hang out and ball for the boys.
As you guys are taking over that game, talk to me about what it was like playing in that atmosphere. You guys are in the SEC, so you play in a lot of chaotic atmospheres. But was there a difference going into Norman knowing that it was a playoff game?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, last year, everybody knows what happened, right? Like, same type, environment, a little different because it wasn't a playoff game, but night game, just rocking and rolling. But you can just feel the energy coming in, and then running out pregame, the student section's filled up. I'm warming up, and I got guys, in my ears telling me, reminding me of the pick six that I threw at in Tuscaloosa, and then the light show, and then next thing 50 Cent comes out. It's like, man, is this part of a movie? Like, what's going on,
dude?
I mean, but
you guys embrace.
Is this part of a movie? What's going on?
It's that part though. I saw you out there. Don't let a white boy get a little bit of motion now.
Vanilla Vic now. Now, come on, everybody knows it. But dude, it was electric, man. Like, playing the SEC, there's nothing like it. Auburn, South Carolina, anytime we get to, play in an atmosphere like that, I love it just because, that's what you dream of as a kid.
Dude, we were sitting there right as the third quarter was ending, and this airborne guy who did the flyover, he's standing right next to us, and they're like, hey, there's going to be a fourth quarter, between the fourth quarter, performance taking place. And I kind of say to JP, one of our guys, I'm like, man, who do you think it's going to be? And the dude that's in the military, he's like, 50 Cent. And we're like, yo, that would be just nuts if it was 50 Cent. And then it comes over, he's on the big screen, he's like, hey, blah, 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 says whatever. And then many men are like, oh my, and he starts walking. And at that point, you're like, holy shit, dude, this is 50 Cent. Like, I just got done watching the Diddy documentary. This guy's the fucking man.
Yo. These dudes is funny as crap, bro. I love these dudes, man. I can't wait to meet them, bro.
You're right,
dude.
It's hitting a whole
I had
new
the
level.
same thing,
and I'm literally watching him perform in front of everybody. You can just tell he's comfortable. He's put a couple pounds on. He's living the dream. All that thing. And I start to pivot and turn, and I look over at the Oklahoma. I'm like, there's no way Oklahoma loses this game now. There's no way. They're driving the whole thing. I look over. Oklahoma sideline is kind of like chilling, kind of hang out. There's maybe a couple guys. And I look at the Alabama sideline, and Alabama sideline is losing their mind. They're all like, half the team is over on like the fifth, like in the middle of the field, getting all excited and stuff like that. And then you go in this press conference and you're like, yeah, I didn't even know he was there. Why did you think you should lie to the media and pretend like you didn't think 50 Cent?
No, seriously, I didn't know that he was like actually there. And then, like, of course I know, Many Men, the song. We play it, every Friday before we get on the plane to go to where we're going. And then, like, Caden Proctor, like, tapped me. And he's coming out of the tunnel, and I was like, oh my God, like, let's go. And then they just fired me up. Right. So like, it was, dude, we embrace that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, just being there, being in a playoff game. That's what I told the guys, the night before the game. Like, I thanked them, and I was like, guys, like, this is going to be awesome. This is something that we're going to tell, like, our kids, like, we're going to remember this forever.
Right.
And, just embrace whatever happens and have fun with it. You're with your guys. Like, there's no other team I'd rather be with than the 2025 Bama team going into this environment. And, that's just what we did. And when that, 50 Cent came out, I was like, let's go, man. Like, it's time to ride.
I love that, dude.
How important was the downtime for the healthier football team after the SEC championship?
Ooh.
Huge. Dude, just so, I mean, y'all understand, right? Like, one, playing the SEC in our schedule, right? Like, every week is just like the NFL type, you know what I mean? Just, different type of players, different type of vibes, just, taking a beating each week. Unfortunately, with that, like, we had some guys beat up. So, just being able to relax and, like, take a time off mentally.
Slip up and say something.
And physically was so big, and it, kind of showed, in the game, right? Just taking a breath is what you need, because we're going, 7 days a week. Just whether it's meetings, walkthroughs, practice, like at the facility, getting treatment, just it's a full-time job. So, those 10 days were just so big for us.
I mean, you making 5-6 figure salaries as a 18 to 24-year-old right now. So, yeah.
Just relax as a group and just hang out is what we needed.
Talk about
some of them 7-figure.
The leadership of Coach DeBoer. We've had him on a couple times. We're big fans of his as far as talking culture and everything else. You can just feel that he's got that it factor when leading a football team. But with all the noise that was going around Coach DeBoer leading up to this Bama game, with all of the talks of potential Michigan and again all of the media noise, how were you guys? How was that handled throughout the week? Maybe from a player perspective, was there messaging and meetings about it getting addressed? But talk about Coach DeBoer for a minute with the week leading up with all the noise on the outside.
Well, I mean, it starts with him, right? Like, just his leadership and what he shows as a head coach. It starts with him and then it trickles down through everything else. But that's, one of the reasons why I respect Coach DeBoer so much is, one, right? Me being here with Coach Saban being one of the reasons why I came, him leaving, and then, Coach DeBoer wanting to, have the opportunity to coach after him, right? Like, not many guys would want to coach after the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like, being able to take on that challenge and, all the expectations, right? Like, that's one reason that I respect him. Another reason is, with all that noise going on about Michigan, right? Earlier in the year, about Penn State, like, nobody really knew. And nobody really knows now. Like, all Coach DeBoer, has talked about is just Alabama. And y'all saw it during the game. Like, none of it distracted us. That Alabama is what he cares about and preaches, and that's what he is going to continue to preach about. He just wants to be in the moment, in the present. He talks about being 1-0, and this is where he wants to be. And, that's just a testament to him, right, of not letting the outside noise distract our team and, what he does, because we're on a mission right now. And that's to win, each game you can go 1-0, right? First off, we beat Oklahoma, right? So now we go play a really good Indiana team in the Rose Bowl, and that's, our job and our mindset.
Yeah, the classic Big Ten versus SEC about to take place. No doubt, Kalen DeBoer, his culture, his leadership, everything. Like, man would look fantastic in maize and blue. You're very lucky to have him. But you're talking about you came in under Saban. Saban decides, hey, I'm gonna get out of here. I don't like the landscape of football. Whatever his decisions were, probably he is the GOAT of all college football. You're a 5-star, and you're sitting behind a quarterback for a while. And this new NIL era is. Hey, there's really not a whole lot of loyalty with the schools. It's more about where can I go get mine? Where can I go play? What about your mindset was like, okay, the coach I committed to is now retiring. I don't know much about this Kalen DeBoer guy. What made you stay in Tuscaloosa?
It was hard. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Just with everything going on, the opportunities, seeing, other people who, I knew I could beat out and, were better than, it was very difficult. But, going to Alabama, I always had a, mindset going in of, right, like, what do I want out of, my college career? And I've always wanted to be, the best that I can be and play in the NFL. And getting recruited by Saban, he always talks about, creating value for yourself, always, whether it's, on the field or off the field. And he said that, Alabama is the, the place to do that, whether it's with football or off the field with, marketing or, media or just being, in general with a degree. So, with everything going on, right, and Saban retires, I'm shell shocked just as everybody else. I'm like, man, this is, I chose to come back. Literally like 2 days before I had a conversation with him, like, hey, coach, what should I do? And, we talked about it, and he said, I get it if you want to leave. But, I know you and I know what you wanted in recruiting. And, if you want to create value for yourself, and you want, to be a first-round draft pick, this could be a great story for you, and you could leave a legacy here. And so I thought about it, prayed about it, and I was like, you know what? Like, you're right. And then next thing you know, he retires. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, well, that he just lied to me. But also as a coach's son, right? Like, I understand what was going on, I understand how he thought about it. And we had a good conversation about it. And to this day, we laugh about it. So, going through the process, I'm like, who's it going to be? And then, Coach DeBoer comes in. And at first I'm like, man, I don't know. Guy's a little, West Coast guy, like, Pac-12 at the time, just went on to Washington, but I knew his background and I knew he was an offensive guy. So, I'm like, you know what? I chose Alabama. I love the SEC. Give it a shot, right? So I go through the spring, and it was just like a complete 180. Just kind of, got to play ball. It was free. It was offensive minded and not defensive minded.
Yeah. Hey, that was the first thing that most of the players said about Kalen DeBoer. Like, you can tell that practice was more balanced as far as favoritism towards development, right? You didn't hear a lot about a lot of highlights and things coming from Coach Saban's spring practices when it came to the offensive side. After the Tua and ride out crew left, you didn't hear about a lot of highlights. They just had different guys. The last 3 or 4 years under Saban, it was more so like the defensive stories. You would hear flashes from guys, and then especially after, when Bryce took over, everybody knew Bryce had the offense. No matter who was around Bryce, they felt like we had a chance to win. So weird storyline, weird setup, but it also kind of coincides with what everybody was, what I was posting. I'm not going to say with everybody, what I was reporting during that time. So,
and honestly, like, it probably was better for my development in a sort of way, just because it wasn't so, it was honestly because I could just play, you know what I mean? Like, the only reps that I got, were some in a game, some in the South Florida game, but it was all like defensive minded reps. And I could never, I had to prove to myself that I could actually play. I knew I could, do it, whether it was, in high school or, in practice, but like during a game or during a just a live action scrimmage, like I needed to prove to myself that I could. And Coach DeBoer, that's all we did during the spring was just like, hey, y'all just go play, man. Like just go do you. And honestly, like I took a huge step. And after that spring, Coach talked to me and he was like, look, man, like, I understand what's going on. I understand Jalen's here. Like, what do you want to do? And I was like, you know what? Like, why not? Like, why not stay? Why not do the abnormal thing and, prove to everybody that I want to be here and help out the team because I love my teammates. I could see myself on another sideline looking across and seeing Tyler Booker over there, seeing Parker Brailsford, Jeremy Bernard, Deontay Lawson. And then, waiting one more year and then earning the respect of my teammates and trying to win the job next year. And that's what I did. And so, I wanted to, create value for myself in the draft process and earn the respect of my teammates, but also, leave a legacy here, the University of Alabama.
Is it now I need to know a little bit about
Smart
what
move.
does it say? Oh, yeah, we have a
Very smart move.
question coming up. But before that, when you're having these conversations with DeBoer and trying to figure out, do I stay? Do I be abnormal? Whatever it is, what is the cell phone looking like? I'm sure you're getting blown up. You're a 5-star kid, and there's little duffel bags waiting around anywhere for you at these places. How tempting does that get at times when you have some random school call and be like, 7 figures, babe?
Yeah.
Come over here.
Who was close to possibly getting
Yeah. We're far enough along now. We can talk about it.
It's never been about the money for me, right? Like I'm a coach's son. I love ball. Like I just wanted to play. So whenever, I could play, get the most out of my ability and be able to create value like for myself, like Coach Saban said, that was the biggest thing for me. So whether it was, at the best competition, the SEC or, at a big time school, that's like what I wanted to do. I'm not going to throw any names out there because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But
maybe when you're on the bus postseason.
Yeah, exactly. When I'm on the bus, we can talk about it.
See, people get mad at me. What if I said everything that I was told? Because I know exactly who Ty Simpson wants to put out there, right? I know what teams, and I've told y'all as an insider. Imagine if I told y'all who told me this. Like, why would I?
But it was, it was buzzing, and we had, real conversations with my dad and my agent just about like, hey, like, what do you want to do? And it just never felt right. Like, whether, schools were calling and I was like, imagine myself at that city or that school. And it was just like, man, like, no, why would I want to go, play there? I got to go play, so-and-so. I got to go do this. When I could, just wait one more year, learn, try to get some more reps, try to get, better understanding of the offense, and play against
that boy smart.
Tennessee next year, Georgia, play against, Vanderbilt, like, guys like that, teams like that, played in a playoff game against Oklahoma. Like, if I would have went somewhere else, like, I feel very confident in myself and my abilities that we could have gotten there, but like, it would have been difficult for sure.
Bud Light question. They keep flashing us Bud Light question.
He's got a meeting. The boy's got a meeting. He's got to get ready for Indiana.
Ty,
the big bad wolf of the Big Ten.
Yeah. And look, I'll be giving you guys some more rat poison and some more bulletin board material when I get out there and start talking about how Indiana and Fernando Mendoza is going to give you the nicest ass whooping of all time. But Ty, bro, for people out there watching too, because clearly I've been one of the guys that spread that Notre Dame would beat all these teams and Bama should be in the playoff and all of that stuff. I've been such a massive fan of yours. I've always talked about Ty Simpson, high and tight, everything else. But when you do come on the bus in the offseason, for all the clips we have where you're yelling about being a wolf and everything else, we had a very cool conversation like way back in the day when you were buried in the depth chart, and we got to meet at Boost Fitness at the Boost Fit Club out here in Nashville, where I met you for the first time. And then as I see you again when we come out to interview Coach DeBoer, and then I'm following you this season and all the stuff that I'm now able to put together and be like, man, this is really cool that this dude. We had a conversation at Boost Fit Club here in Nashville about being buried on the depth chart. And I'm thinking in my head, there's so many aliens at Alabama. Like, hopefully it works out for this kid one day. But whenever you come on the bus, would love to dive into that psyche of being patient, being steadfast in the process, all the challenging moments that you've had through adversity and everything else, because I can tell you're an absolute sicko when it comes to consuming things like Man in the Arena, The Last Dance, everything sports psychology related. So you have to come on the bus in the off season. Now that we're about to get to our Bud Light question.
I was like, yeah, hell yeah. What's he going to ask?
Yeah,
well, I want to sit here and talk. I know he
know.
would love to break it down, but knowing he's got a meeting like this is going to it's going to be a fun conversation.
Right.
And I also just want to tell people as he's out there mindlessly yelling about being a wolf, like there's context that I'm sure he pulls from of all of the different spots of adversity that you've had along the way that I would love for you to share whenever you do come on the bus one day.
No, man, absolutely. And, I want to say thank you to you guys. Because like you said, Will, coming up to you at Boost, right? I've always been a fan of y'all's, because being a Tennessee kid and y'all playing for the Titans, right? Always kept up with y'all, but, y'all being athletes and just, showing y'all's platform of just being boys, and just being fellas, right? And having all the, this podcast and building your brand and just, showing people that athletes are guys too. And then y'all's mindset with the wolf and then everything else in general, right? We appreciate that. And I do, especially just because when I listen to your podcast and watch y'all's videos, under the hood, it puts a smile on my face, right? Just because it's just, something to watch and something to, think about and look forward to and, just kind of get my mind off of football, knowing that, we're athletes and we think the same way and we can just, like I said, in your motto, right? Be a boy. So I appreciate you guys. Honestly. Thank you.
Dude, that is awesome. It's incredible for you to say. I cannot wait to break down all the psyche stuff and everything. Cause you're right. It's a different world when you're living in it.
I like this.
You're so zoomed in the process and you're motivated.
Hey, chat. This probably is a horrible reaction video. I'm sorry. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
little thing you're possibly reaching for to grab motivation. I can't wait to hear about more in depth of your guys' conversation.
It's going to be that much. Hearing what he just said, it's going to be that much harder picking Indiana.
Yeah, but we're going to have to.
But I'm going to have. I got to do what I got to do.
We got to do what we got to do.
You got to do it.
Yeah, 6.5 point favorites. They open up at 6.5 point favorites against the Alabama Crimson Tide. We won't get into betting now with the kid. We're not going to do that. But the Bud Light question. All right, so people will do anything for an ice cold Bud Light. What is something that Ty Simpson would do anything for? Cannot say family. Can't say family, but what's something you would do anything for? And there's something low hanging fruit staring right out there, but you go and take it whatever you want.
I mean, I got to get the Vrabel answer, right? Anything for a national championship.
Yes. That's it.
So you're saying you'd cut your dick off for a national championship?
I mean, I said I'd do anything, right? So whatever puts 19 up there for the Crimson Tide. Y'all know it. Come on now.
Come on, Ty. Hey, that's what I'm saying. See, other people, some of you hood dudes, y'all would never be invited into the better circles of living in life and understanding of humanity, because y'all will sit there and they'll hear bruh say something like this and they'll be like, man, and it ain't nothing into it, right? Everybody knows Ty's a believer, but we in a locker room environment right now. So of course you wouldn't understand you fake football players. A lot of these cats that be talking football now on these podcasts got kicked off their high school team. Got kicked off, not quit, but got kicked off because they was that trash or they just wasn't that dude. And so they alternative was to talk trash about, man, I ain't gonna.
Oh, that he do just a young Thundercat. Yeah. No family yet, no nothing.
That is the definition of being zoomed in. Kid's 21 years old. He's like, I'll cut it off right now. I will die.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody,
and every Crimson Tide fan's like, you hear what our boy would do? Your quarterback wouldn't cut his dick off. Ours would.
Yeah.
Dude, round of applause for Ty Simpson, man. We know you got a meeting, man. You are the best. Once your season is over, hopefully a long time from now, come on the bus, come sit with the boys. Let's just have a great time together.
You got to do it, man. Love you guys. Appreciate you. And, like I said, keep doing what y'all are doing for, athletes like us. And it's the wolf now. Come on.
Be a fucking wolf. Love you too, bro.
Love you too.
Keep that thing high and tight. I'm telling you.
High and tight, baby.
You got to go better than 2 for 12 on third down, Ty. You know that. You know that.
Just whatever it does to win the game. That's all I care about.
All right,
that's
brother.
right. Appreciate you, Ty.
Thank you, man.
Thank you guys.
My guy Ty Simpson, y'all give it up for him. Hey, that was a pretty solid video. Final reaction to that, man. I like these type of things. I like seeing these type of interactions. Shout out to Bussin With The Boys. Shout out to Ty Simpson. It was a great interview, like for real, just engaging, especially as an Alabama fan. But I just like how they engage with the players. They understand the culture. They speak that language. And that's something that I aspire to do. So shout out to Bussin With The Boys, man. Them dudes really doing something great. If you all want to see more reactions, man, we will have a lot of series and playlists of reactions on our Coach Smook Reacts page. Help us grow the Coach Smook Reacts channel. We're going to post that YouTube handle right here on the screen. And then make sure, if you're not already done so, subscribe to the Coach Smook Network at Coach Smook on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Join the AAA family to become a member. We're just growing like crazy right now. Shout out to the whole team, man. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Remember, when you see me in the streets, holla at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch you on the next one.
It's in my bones, crimson in my veins, talking Bama in the microphone. Look me up on YouTube, true cut straight from the stone. Ain't no selling their retails, I'm exposing what they want. Alabama football, yeah, I live it, yeah, I bleed it. From the streets to the bleachers, every angle, yeah, I see your film study so militant. I ain't guessing a thing. Break it down, every snap is like a coach in the team. Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in, and I keep it though off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, Smook, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach. That's what they say.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. And boys over there, look at Deontay.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. What's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.